and welcome. I'm Ashley from Atelier Ashley Flowers, and this is the Lady Acorns Fall 2020 Zoom mantelpiece demo. I'm going to start today by explaining to you a little bit about how I picked this design and how to make it. So what I have set up here are my oasis. It's going to be an asymmetrical design. Rather than going across the whole mantelpiece, I'm just going to design something that's very trendy and popular right now, which is two kind of asymmetrical looking flower arrangements. And I know you guys will probably have questions, and we will be getting to them into the question and answer part in the middle of December. Okay, so I'm going to start. I have already soaked my oasis here, but I like to start every demonstration by just demonstrating how the proper way to soak oasis is. I see a lot of people push it down or run water on it. You don't want to do that. You just want to put it in a container and slowly let it sink to the bottom. But the amazing part is that as soon as it sinks, it's going to be ready to go. So it just takes a couple seconds. I have my mantle set up with these wood blocks because that way I can add water. But if you don't have these, you could use a cube. You can use this black tray. You can use something that's close to this. If you use wood, you're going to want it to have a liner. And let's see here. Look, see, it's already go. So now this oasis that just took a couple seconds to soak is ready to go. You'll notice that I have pretty big blocks of oasis in these. I used something that is called a designer block. They come in an even larger size than this, but rather than getting the small oasis blocks, when I'm building something that's going to have some height and I want it to last a long time and I just don't want to mess around, I go ahead and use this big brick of oasis. So let's get started on the design. As I mentioned, my idea is to have an asymmetrical design. So one side is going to come up higher and the other side is going to be lower. And we're going to kind of frame my mantle centerpiece. So just this morning, my neighbors across the street were trimming their holly. And then so I got this very lovely piece. When you're putting in your first big branches, you want to give it a wedge cut, and a wedge cut is kind of like forming a point, and this keeps it from turning too much. You know, if it didn't have this point and it was just round, it might twist and turn. So this really anchors it in and locks it in. So I'm just going to put this here, and I don't think I noted, but part of the reason I want my oasis to come up so high out of the containers is that I want to be able to get some nice down lines. All right, and let's get in. I'm going to work these side to side. So since I got that in, I think we'll go this high. Yeah, that looks nice. And then I'm just going to fill in with a little bit more of this. I don't like to use too much holly because it's really pokey. I enjoy designing with materials that don't really hurt me. So just a little bit of holly to get the vibe going. And again, anytime you have a really thick or heavy stem, you want to give it the point. Get that in there. Oh, we're finished already. Just kidding. Got another one of these. Ooh, let's give it a nice line across there. Really stretch it out. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to come here. So I didn't go high enough on here, so you found I couldn't really get that. So I'm gonna come all the way across from this one where I can get that nice L down. All right. So now we've got that in, so we'll move to my cedar. Okay. And this is sticky cedar. It's fun to switch over from the fall to all the holidays. there. Let's see here. Whenever you have a fun piece that's already doing its own thing, you want to use that to your advantage. So that already had a really nice down curve. So we're just going to put that right over there. Ah, and something I didn't notice. If you see, I've cut a wedge shape, and that is because when you design these things, they start to get front heavy and they'll want to topple over. I have had it happen more than once where my whole mantelpiece has come toppling forward, and it's almost impossible to correct. So if you go ahead and shave off some of that weight of the oasis in the beginning, it'll really help you out. Got my cat and my dog joining me. I don't know. Oh, she's eating a leaf. Dog over there, you can't see her. Let's do this here. You can see it's already really taking shape without too much material. And of course, if you have nice greens out where you live, those make the most beautiful things, especially juniper. Just bring that into that line. Bring this over here. And I'm going to show you later again why it's kind of nice to leave this section in the middle, because you can put all sorts of things in there. You can put taper candles, you can put a little creche if you have it, you can put a menorah if that is what you're celebrating this year. So there we go. And I'm not going to do too much more of this. Oh, what I need is a nice line coming down over here. I do need that. Let's find the piece. I mean, I could have it lay, yeah, kind of like that. It's a little bit of a figure it out as you go kind of situation. What are you feeling? What are the materials saying to you? Because they have a mind of their own. So. Yeah, that's kind of fun. I think that's kind of fun to me. And let's get a little bit more on this side because I'm feeling slightly heavy. Always got to find the right piece. This is the part of the demonstration where I usually will talk to you and ask you about your garden, about your year, about all those things. But today it's just me in my house designing. Yeah, we're getting there. All right, the last thing we're going to fill in before we get to the flowers is the boxwood, which is really pretty. And I do not know if this is English boxwood or American boxwood. It does not look like it has the blight. So that is, of course, good news. Right in there. It is helpful if you step back and look and see how everything's going. I'm not doing that too much because I seem to have boxed myself in with my table. But something that I could have used that I didn't use that's very popular right now is Black Oasis. And I know that doesn't sound like it's too different from the screen, but it is different enough so that it would really help blend in. So like I wouldn't need to work quite so hard at trying to cover up this down here as I will today. And it's kind of, when you see some of those light and airy designs, there's a chance that they are using the black Oasis to get that feel. I'm just filling in here. Just filling in, filling in, filling in. For Thanksgiving, we all stayed home, so it was me, my husband, and my mom, who has been quarantining with us this whole time, and we Zoomed with the other parts of the family. And I have to tell you, it wasn't actually that different from our normal holiday. Everybody was in a decent mood, relatively decent. Normal family stuff, talking over each other and, you know, looking at the food, saying what tastes good. The one kind of fun thing was we could look at other people's food and be like, oh, I forgot the sweet potatoes with marshmallows. And yeah, just, we're all just adapting to the times. I haven't seen much of anybody because I've been so concerned about being able to design and continue on that I've been really quite a recluse. All right, I was looking a little thick in the front, so yeah, I'm liking it. Next, I'm going to add in my lovely winterberry. Just kind of a random design. So I'm just going to fill in a lot, so I don't have to be too thoughtful, since I am, if you have like only 2 or 3 pieces of this, you do want to be thoughtful, and maybe in that case you add it in at the end. But I like to add things in the path of least resistance. So if I already had all my flowers in here, it would be much harder to add in these berries without bruising my flowers. So that's why I can add them in now. That's kind of a fun line. I can add them in now and add my flowers in on top of them. And the berries will fall off a little bit, but not too much. Just working it, work it, work it. And this piece over here is definitely heavier than this one over there, but that's okay. It's my design. And I'm just using them all. Have that come down there. I mean, I could save a piece or two for the end, but I'm not. All right, let's clear up my table a little bit so I can see everything. It's important to be able to see your space and what you're working with, because it helps you stay organized, see your lines, see what needs to be added next. That right down here. All right, next I'm going to bring out my flowers. So I've chosen kind of a fun color combination today. It is a little bit unexpected, but also the deep Christmas sugar plum kind of feeling. I've got some mums, which are in this pretty golden color. They're just going to be my filler. They have some nice height to them, and we're just going to add them in so that the overall feeling has a floral feeling rather than an all holiday green feeling. I'm kind of grouping these You know, what you don't want is for them to be spotty, 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 because it ends up looking a little bit old-fashioned or vintage, as I like to call it these days. You know, mums are maybe something what we think of as a little bit of a more out of fashion flower. However, again, it's always about the way that you use it. And these have just such a nice color. Plus, I want to bring in this rose, which is really a beautiful specialty combo rose, and I like to try to have at least two of each to make it feel like it works. All right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I have another one. Yeah, I'll put it there. So it's a feel your way as you go. And so you can see a lot of these spots were bare before, but I knew my flowers were gonna come and fill it in. So the next I'm gonna go with the orange rose, and I choose it because I want the color there. It's a beautiful flower. And these other flowers are also gonna kind of come in and overlap on top of it. If I was to put the pink in first, you probably wouldn't really see it after the orange. So we're gonna do some more groupings again. And again, we can have these come down. So I kind of work in order of what I want to see, of what's maybe most expensive, what's most important. One more there. And again, now that I'm coming forward, this is where that wedge shape really becomes important. And we want this in the middle back side. And that height, because I really need that height. Now I don't want this rose to be the same height as this. We're going for all different heights. So when I put that in, you might have just noticed that it was on the same level as this. That wasn't working for me. So now we have to see, it'd be more ideal if I had a slightly longer stem on this, but we're gonna see what we can do with this. Yeah, that'll work. Again, we didn't want this at the same height, or it just starts to not look quite right. All the way in. So we're really playing with the in and out, the in and out, the in and out. Taking off these thorns. Of course, I like to use a florist knife, but your little scissors, they can work, or your clippers. These are my kind of 3 musketeers. And can we fit him in? Yeah, I think we can put him deep down in there. Now, you might think that I'm going to go to the combo rose next because it's similar in color, but if you notice in relation to these, it's got a bit of a smaller head. Plus, this is kind of one of my special flowers, so I want to make sure it stands out. So I'm going to wait until the end after I filled in with the purple and the peonies and the hot pink to put that in. So let's get him in here. All the way down in there. Just a little bit of color. So we're going to go with hot pink next. Hot pink, hot pink. This is one of my favorite roses. This is Kiko. So Kiko, the orange one, was Free Spirit. I don't know the name of that mum. We want to get one right in there, right in the heart of it. Anything else now? I think we'll move over here now. Woo! Little holly got me. That holly's nasty. Big one there. Close one in. Close one in. No. So I got this and it's looking like it's in a line. That line does not work for me in this design concept, so I'm going to move it out of the line, break that up a bit. That's better. Let's get another one deep down in there. Deep down in here. Oh, that holly hurts. We have one on the corner. All right, this doesn't look holiday yet, but holiday is coming. I always tell people you need to trust your design. It's all gonna come together in the end. All right, next, because these are so big, I'm gonna go with these. And we're gonna, where are we gonna put these? Oh, one there, there, I think there. Boom. One. Get a smaller one for up top. Pretty. It's not quite where I want it to be. That's better. Let's do have one come all the way out. So you can see, even though we have left space in here, it's starting to fill up a bit. And it's actually filling up more than I want it to, so I'm gonna come in here and cut that. Maybe put it coming up there. Gotta take a step back and look at it. We're getting there. Something on this side. We need something. We need a little boxwood. There we go. That feels better. All right, now we need our peonies over here. Should we have it? I think, yeah. Go. Get another one over here. Okay. Getting there. Up there. So you just kind of keep letting the flowers speak to you and know that you can always make adjustments at the end. So got my purple. I love this rose. It's called Blueberry. This kind of bridges the gap between the hot pink Kiko and the burgundy charm peony, in my opinion. Let's get it in here. Move over to this side. Okay, that didn't make it. When you want to make sure that you feel the contact with the Oasis, and if you need to pull it up, you might want to find a new spot so that you're not creating holes. These are kind of sticking out a little bit. A long one. There we go. And right there. All right. Yeah, that works. All right, now I'm gonna put my gold combo rose in because it's so pretty. One. Go over to the side over here. And the nice thing about watching this is you can fast forward and just watch the parts that you want. You could see it in fast forward motion. That's always kind of fun. I like those. I lost a little bit of my grouping here. Let's see if I can get it back a little bit. Oh, yeah, that helps. If I wanted to extend this, I'm not going to do it now, but if I wanted to extend this, I could put a water tube on the bottom and then tape the water tube to a long stem and then put it in. There we go. Yeah. All right, we're still working, I have one more vase of flowers. These are my specialty flowers. I have purple Dutch clematis, which again is going to be my second color of purple in here. I have burgundy scabiosa, which is gorgeous. And I have a red, or some people call it hot pink, highly controversial, long stem gloriosa. So these are just gonna go in and add a little bit of lightness, of levity. And I'm looking at this and I don't like how he's all alone up here. So I'm gonna twist that up. I like that better. All right, so I'm gonna put in one of these right up here. There. And I had gotten distracted when I was doing that, so I finished putting this right in here. One more. And I think over here. And before I added these in, I should have put in my pine cones and my balls, but I forgot. So we're gonna add those in and then come back to these. So for that holiday touch, do a little grouping of pine cones. These are great because they're already on the pick. You can order them this way. Nice little grouping there. A little cappers there, which I don't think you can see on the video, but I will help to show you those in some photos or maybe a blog post that you can go back and reference. Fun. Yeah. We got in the pine cones to make it holiday and little balls, which you can put on these little sticks. You can use tape, you can use the wire that's on here, just depends on how secure you want it to be. So let's add these in. And these are kind of the bronzy color. It's gonna pick up on my gold, but it's also kind of a reflection, so it will reflect the deep tones as well. Put that in there. We don't need a ton of these, just enough for sparkle. And you can be as secure as you want with these. You know, you could put them on a much larger pick. I'm not going to worry about that too much for this demonstration. here. Again, I don't want it to be on the same level as all these guys. And there. I can even just have one laying right here. That's kind of nice. Just to pick it up. All right, that's good. All right, let's finish up here. So next I'm gonna put in my long stem gloriosa. I think right there. You gotta do what they want to do. Yeah, and I do want it coming forward a bit. Yeah, I think I like that. We got one for over here. And their leaves are a little scraggly, so you could just cut those off. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah. All right. And our final little fun steviosa. Again, this is really playing on that negative space and kind of the in, out, push, pull. And sometimes you see something is not in the right space and you have to move it, and that's totally fine. Getting there. All right. And I do apologize. I think you've seen a lot of my backside today. I tried to wear a long enough shirt to not be distracting. And there we go. So we finished the floral design part. You can, let me step out of the way so you can see it. So they are happy by themselves. It's a little dark in the photo. I apologize, I'll send pictures. But I wanted to show you, you can add in your candles. So you could do a nice candle display, or you can add in a Happy Hanukkah. You could do that. That's nice. Or, of course, you probably have a little heirloom, one of these things. It's crushed, so you could add that in. Little people. You can keep going further. You can add a bow in to the design. So I could just wrap this around one of my stems. And put it right in there, like that. And if I wanted, I could have this coming down over here. So possibilities are endless. You can play with it. This is my take on an asymmetrical holiday mantelpiece design. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much. If you have anything else you want to see, you can go to my website at www.atelierashleyflowers.com. Happy holidays.